young linebackers in the room, Smith, Carter, and Frey.
You know, I'll tell you what, all three guys really came in during OTAs and minicamp and got our attention. I mean, they're all bright, smart, young football players, got some good athleticism to them, and they all have potential. I mean, that may be one of the best rooms we've had in a long time in terms of linebackers. Obviously, we know who our top five are, but you know, we've got a couple more spots that we're going to have to fill, and we got to figure out who's going to fit and who's going to be where. It adds for a lot of competition.
Luke even went so far just now as to say that it's the best room that you guys have had, linebackers, especially with the young guys in.
No, and I can agree with that. I mean, I really do think it's one of the best we've had. I think these young guys, you know, have added to it. I mean, we've got some quality depth there, and we're gonna have some real tough decisions. We really are, and you know, it's the unfortunate part of the business.
Ron, we saw the update yesterday with Daryl. Is the plan or the hope to get him back at some point this season?
Well, we'll see. I mean, Joe, we just started the you know, the whole process with him, and so we'll go from there. I mean, it's still early.
Right.
We haven't seen all the results and everything. So when I guess when we know, you guys will know.
So that hadn't been determined.
No.
He's kind of hard to miss, but I guess I didn't see Kyle Love out here today.
Yeah, Kyle had to take a vet day today. He's fine. You know, he had to rest a little bit, so he'll be out here tomorrow. You know, and we'll have a couple more vet guys tomorrow, get some days. So just so you guys know that there's certain veterans we're going to try and take care of, and today was his day, and we got a couple guys that'll be off tomorrow.
Was it kind of a conditioning kind of thing?
No, he's fine. He's just, you know, he's a guy we want to take care of a little bit. Today was a good opportunity to do it. Like I said, tomorrow we'll have a couple other guys.
Ron, you've known Richard Rodgers for a long time. What do you kind of think about him and his new role?
Well, I'm excited. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. He's been around a long time. He's been part of what we've been doing the last few years, and it's an opportunity. I mean, he's got to take it by the, you know, he's got to take the bull by the horns, and it's one of those things. He's the next man up, and that's kind of what we've tried to do for the most part with our guys, is that we try to go next man up. I mean, what I did on the offensive side is a little different compared to what we've done in the past historically, but you know, this is a next man's up opportunity, and you know, and eventually the next guy up will, you know, will be Jeff when he gets his chance, and you know, we'll go right down the line with those guys. You know, everybody's got to earn it, and you know, Richard's been there 6 years, and so this is his opportunity.
Coach, you've always known Kuechly as such a smart, intelligent player. Does he still do stuff where you're like, God, how'd you see that? Or games or in practice?
I think I've seen it all. No, you know, I do. There was a play he made the other day, and on tape it looks even crazier, because when you slow it down and try to see how he does it, it's just one of those things. He read something. The ball bounced outside, and from the position he was in, he should have been cut off. But he made a step in. The blocker came down with him, and he jumped around him and got back outside and accelerated and made the play. And it's just one of those that you sit there and go, wow. I mean, but he's special. He's got that kind of ability, and I think a big part of it is just how smart he is as a football player.
He's adamant that he has to work on his pass rushing skills.
Yes,
does
he?
Or is he just being too picky?
Hey, you know, like Luke, Cam likes to tell you, Superman's got his kryptonite.
Hey Ron, back on Daryl, you all still trying to figure out whether he'll need surgery also? Or?
That's, believe me, that's beyond me, Joe. I mean, I really, again, I've stayed out of that, and I'm just doing whatever they tell me.
Did you get a chance to talk to him?
I did. He was you know, he was very optimistic and very happy about a lot of things, and obviously the biggest one is that it wasn't an ACL. So I know that took a lot of pressure off his mind.
My apologies.
But you were over there.
We're back over here. Can I ask you about two defensive guys?
Sure.
Rashawn Golden and Dontari Poe.
Yes.
Precious.
Well, I'll tell you, Dontari Poe has been everything we had hoped for. I mean, he's a big physical body. He's got great athletic ability. He's explosive off the ball. He is what we like to call a space eater. He takes up some space. He demands double teams. And he controls the line, which I like, and you guys know that it gives the linebackers a chance to run, and that's the best thing, is that we can keep our linebackers running. We have a chance to make a lot of plays on the defensive side, and so he's been outstanding. Golden has been great. You know, he started a little bit slow during OTAs and minicamp, but probably the last 5 practices, the last 2 OTAs and the 3 minicamps, he just really stepped up and flashed very well. And every day he made a play that made you go, okay, he's getting it, he's learning it. And that's the biggest thing with the young guys, is making sure they're learning. I mean, that's, you know, this game is not just about physical prowess as much as it's about your mental abilities to process. and you see it in him. He's getting it now. It's one of those things that, you know, over time, when things start to click, things, you know, they start playing faster, and that's what you want. Is you want to see the young guys, the new guys, play fast. You know, Dante Jackson's a little bit different because he's out on that island and he's in position where he has to play fast. But whether he plays smart, that's difference in terms of that corner position versus the safety position. You know, he can use his athleticism to make plays, where at safety you've got to use your athleticism and your smarts to make plays consistently. And I've been real pleased with both those young guys. I really have. I think those young guys are going to make an impact for us.
Looked like we saw a lot of Taylor Heineke today. What have you seen?
Again, just so you guys know, it's that rotation. We're rotating who's 2 and who's 3 every day, and today was Taylor's side, Taylor's turn, and he did a good job. You know, he made some good decisions. You know, I think you guys saw a little bit of athleticism show up on the zone read when he kept the ball and got around the corner and made a nice play. He's got a lively arm. I think he's a little overconfident because every now and then I think he tries to stick the ball in a tough position. In comparison, when you watch Garrett, you know, Garrett's a little more cerebral. Garrett tends to take a little bit more of what the defense gives. So you see a little bit more of those more secure passes as opposed to a little bit more of the gunslinger mentality. So there is a little difference between who they are, but I think they both have their qualities, and you know, you really can't tell until you start playing. So I'm real anxious to watch both those guys in the preseason.
So in your mind, that job is still completely up?
Very much up in the air. Those guys are competing, and they're doing a great job competing and helping one another, and helping Cam as well. So it's been pretty exciting.
It looks like Brendan Mann's gotten a little bit more one-on-one instruction, walks off with coaches as he goes up to the locker room. What have you seen from him so far?
Well, you know, he's an interesting young man. He's bright. He's physical. He's got a good set of tools, and he is of the young guys. He has stepped up so far. And again, you got to find those young guys early and make sure they're getting a little extra, whatever it takes to help these guys along, because guys like that can help you. And he's done a nice job so far.
What do you think of his nickname, Big Baby?
Oh, that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, his nickname's Big Baby.
I can't wait to talk to him on that one. That's a good one.
Coach, are you seeing some things where Eric Washington is putting his stamp on this defense?
Very much so. And with Eric, everything starts in the meeting room. I mean, that's probably one of the more impressive things about Eric is how prepared and how ready he is in those meetings. I think he does a real nice job in terms of presenting, and part of it is about the presentation to make sure these guys, you capture their attention, which he does. And then the way he demands from these guys, I think that's outstanding. And you know, he's different from Sean. He's different from Steve. I think where Sean was a little more detail oriented, you see Eric leaning that way. Where Steve was a little bit more of a reactionary kind of guy, you see a little bit of that, but not a lot from Eric. So it's interesting to see that, you know, all three of those guys have had their own personality, and you are going to see a different stamp on these guys, I think, defensively.